Welcome to Bible Time. This is the Monday edition, January 4th, 2021. This day marks, for many people, the official end of the Christmas break. It's back to the normal routine. But here at the Believers Fellowship Daily Bible Reading and this Bible Time, we are at the perfect place to start. As we start a new year, as the holiday season is over, we get back to the normal routine. We have Psalm 23 to look at today. Psalm 23, perhaps the most well-known, undoubtedly, the most well-known psalm of them all. And because it's so well-known, there are a lot of illustrations that come out of this psalm. And I just want to tell you some of the ones that have been encouraging and helpful to me through the years, and to help you just think through this psalm and to maybe even meditate on it today. It starts off with, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." And the story I've heard about that is of the young girl in the Sunday school class. She was asked to recite this verse 1 of Psalm 23, and she said, "The Lord is my shepherd, that's all I want." Now, she didn't say it right, but she got it right, didn't she? If the Lord is my shepherd, that's all I want. I can trust him to take care of me, and that's what this psalm is all about. The Lord is my shepherd. I can trust him to take care of me in any and every situation. He provides and he satisfies. That goes along with the sermon that we heard yesterday. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. Those are pictures of peace, contentment, satisfaction. That's what the Lord does for me. And then also, in verse 4, where it talks about the valley of the shadow of death, you hear that read at many, many, many funerals. Like the valley of the shadow of death is death. It's not death. It's talking about scary situations. It's talking about walking through valleys. And remember, this is about a shepherd and his sheep. David was a shepherd. He understood this. And each summer in Israel, the shepherd would lead his sheep from their home pasture up to the mountaintops where it would be cooler, and then he'd bring them back down in the fall. And the easiest way up the mountain were through the ravines and the valleys and along the side of the mountain. And sometimes those ravines, the sides could be so steep that unless the sun was right over top, it could be really dark inside of those ravines. That's the valley of the shadow of death, because those dark valleys are full of uncertainty. There could be predators in there. There could be bears. There could be lions. There could be real dangers. And also there could be a sudden storm, a sudden rainstorm that would then come down that valley, and you could get caught in a flash flood or rock slide. But a good shepherd, he knows the way, and he's prepared to protect his flock, and they're secure in his presence. Isn't that what it says? "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death," a valley full of darkness and uncertainty, a fearful place, "and yet I will fear no evil, because you are with me." What a great reality that is, that if you can say, "The Lord is my shepherd," you can count on the fact that he is always, always with you, even in the most dangerous of circumstances. And you can find peace in knowing him in those situations. And he leads us through those valleys of the shadow of death, and he brings us out on the other side. And probably the thing that we fear the most are the uncertainties of life. It's just like those sheep walking through that dark valley. Who knows what's out there? It's the uncertainty that brings the fear, but the Lord with us takes away the fear. So that's a great statement that comes out of this. And then at the end it says, "Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me. They shall pursue me. They shall chase after me." These are like the sheepdogs. These are like the Lord's sheepdogs that chase after his sheep, and they're named goodness and mercy. That's what's following after us. That's what's pursuing us, is goodness and mercy from the Lord. Well, what great statements in the psalm. No wonder this is the most well-known, perhaps the favorite psalm of most people, Psalm 23. And so those are just some of the things to think about as you read through it. I'm sure you're familiar with it. You've studied it many times. Those are just a few things to think about. But one story I've heard that's always stuck with me is that there was some kind of a formal banquet being given. And an old pastor somehow got invited to come to this thing, and so he's there, and there's an actor there, and the actor is giving readings, and he's, showing his tremendous skills of oratory, and he takes a request. He says, "Tell me anything you want, and I'll recite it for you." And the old pastor, nobody else was speaking up, so he spoke up, and he said, "How about Psalm 23?" And the actor says, "Okay, I'll do that on one condition. After I do it, then you do it." And the pastor said, "Well, okay." I mean, he wasn't prepared to do that, but he said, okay. He was kind of on the spot. And so the actor does it, and it's incredible. The power of his voice, the timing, the cadence, it was beautiful. And in fact, when he was finished, he got a round of applause. I mean, the people were impressed by his skills. And then the old pastor recited Psalm 23, and he didn't have the skills, and his voice wasn't as strong, and he kind of, made his way through it. But when he was done, we're told there wasn't a dry eye in the room. And the actor, observing all of this, said, "I think I know the difference. I understand why there was a different response to me reciting it and the pastor reciting it." Because he said, "I know the psalm, but he knows the shepherd." Do you know the shepherd today? If you know the shepherd today, if you can say, "The Lord is my shepherd, that's all I want," then you can live with peace and contentment, satisfaction, instead of fear and uncertainty. So I'm trusting that you'll look to the Lord today, and you'll walk with him, and you'll know the peace that he gives you today and throughout this week. And we'll see you tomorrow for more Bible time.